Happy October, everybody. And today, on day 12 of the Kings, the Queens of Halloween, I am crowning a queen of a Dark Shadows variety. I am crowning Lara Parker. Now, before I dive into just how amazing Lara Parker is, which honestly, if any of you out there are a Dark Shadows lover like myself, and I mean OG Dark Shadows, none of that whatever the Hades that Tim Burton thing was, you know who she is. But just a quick aside, I was and I am so lucky to have a mother who has not only been so supportive of me my whole life, of being a creative person, of just being an individual, but also with great taste, because my mom was one of those OG kids that got to grow up watching Dark Shadows. And so when it started rerunning on the Sci-Fi Channel, she would have me tape it, but then I ended up watching it with her because, of course, I'm a monster kid. I'm like, I knew about Dark Shadows even as a little kid. I just never really had the chance to see it. And I was hooked. And some people are very dismissive of Dark Shadows. They'll be like, oh, it's a soap opera. I mean, it's a soap opera in the sense of like, yeah, it ran 5 days a week and it was taped live, and there's nothing wrong with soap operas either. Like, I always get a little offended with people. Anything that's aimed towards women, people automatically add like, oh, it's dismissive. It's just, and I'm like, well, maybe your attitude is dismissive, but something that is not dismissive is this show. But I remember when the character Angelique came to my sphere, I was transfixed. It's Lara Parker. Lara Parker is ethereally beautiful. Anybody can be. A lot of people are pretty, but they're kind of just blank. Lara Parker's not blank. She is expressive. Her Angelique is, in some parts, very vulnerable. You have to remember that Barnabas became a vampire because he spurned her. She was in love with Barnabas, but he was in love with Josette. And a regular soap opera where people they might scheme and it might be a little bit on the crime side, she turns into a vampire because she is a witch. Amazing. And that's the thing, when she gets mad, like she doesn't have to shout. It's just she's radiating fierce fireball rage with just a look. She is tremendous. I really think, and actually I would say this about a lot of the actors of Dark Shadows, I think almost all of the main cast should have been cast after the show ended in a lot bigger and a lot more prodigious projects. And that's not to besmirch. All of them have gone on to do some great things. I just think they're great. And honestly, to do that kind of 5 days a week live on TV, that is tough. That is got to be physically and mentally exhausting. And they brought it. And Lara Parker definitely brought it. And Lara, after Dark Shadows ran, she did a lot of cool work, though. She was in a lot of 70s TV. She's even in a Prel commercial. I did not know about this till this morning when I was looking stuff on YouTube, and I was like, oh, there's Lara Parker. Cool. She was in some movies. She was in Save the Tiger with Jack Lemmon. She's in Race with the Devil with Peter Fonda. And what I think is really super cool about Lara is later on, she went back to school, got her MFA in writing, and became a published writer. In fact, she's even written some Dark Shadows novels, which is so cool. And just everything I've heard, she sounded like a lovely lady. And I will say sounds, actually, because as I've mentioned before, she may not be on this plane of existence anymore, but she's just got on to something else. What else that thing is, I don't know. What do I look like, a shaman? Please. But what I am is somebody who loves and appreciates great art and artists. And Lara Parker, you are one of the best. And this is why you are our queen of Halloween on day 12. In the meantime, everybody, stay spooky.
Rise. Hear me as I call to you. Rise from the curling flame.